Hi everybody. Today we're going to open up 2 new packs of Crayola markers. Do a little, sorry, frog in my throat. A little writing sounds. Maybe a little shuffling the markers around. I do have a fan turned on low in the background. It is very humid out today. I believe the term is corn sweat. Not the most appealing sounding thing, but if you don't live in the Midwest, the rural areas surrounded by fields, especially corn, have the ability to produce quite a lot of moisture. And without a fan, it's not very fun. Plus, I noticed that when my air conditioner broke during a heat wave, I got kind of used to a fan blowing. I hadn't done that in over a decade, and now I have one on my sleep too. What should we start with? You want to go classic? Let's start classic. We have 12 assorted colors, broad line, ultra clean washable markers, a set of 12, and they get the gold medal for world's most washable. Don't know how they pull that one off. So we will be experiencing red, orange, yellow, green, blue lagoon, blue, violet, parentheses, purple, pink, sandy tan, brown, gray, and black. I prefer when it has the smile as a window and you can roll on the markers, but that's not what's going on today. I realize that the surface I'm on doesn't really have good edges, meaning these will very easily roll away if I am not careful. Did any of you watch Southern ASMR Sounds? Mary, one of the OGs. I love watching her back to school shopping hauls. She's so sweet. She buys items on a list for a school so they can distribute it to the kids or use it in the office, I'm presuming, as needed. Maybe they give it to the teachers. So I tell you what, we got a kitty rubbing up on the camera stand. Hey babe, not on that, not on that. I was gonna say that I don't think how much teachers spend on covering supplies that the per pupil budget doesn't cover. I don't think people understand quite how much that is. And that yes, there are programs out there to support that, but you know, the heart of a teacher is to not try to take from someone who might need it more. And with 800 things on your to-do list at this time of year. Sometimes it just feels faster to buy it yourself, even though I'm not saying that's how it should be. But people like Mary who help out with that are the best. And it doesn't have to be a school that you're affiliated with. It doesn't even have to be a school that you're in District 4, you know. If you have a pretty well-supported school in your zip code, maybe go a few miles over and see if another school could use the help. I can't imagine they'd turn it away. And if they don't need it, they can always help you find someone who is in need. Because goodness knows, times are tight, huh? Alright. Enough of the serious stuff. First off, I'm a big fan of color order, which, you know, maybe I do it in a way that you don't. Maybe you put different colors in different places, right? Like some people put the pink before the red. That looks good too. Maybe you like brown with orange. Maybe you would put this over here. No, I just really like working with coloring tools or colorful things this way. I always have. I don't know if I can pull off using these without them rolling. So we're going to do this for a second. Make it a little bit more manageable. There we go. Look at that. That looks great. That's what I meant about sticking out through there. Just running your hands up and down the smooth markers. So great. Actually, we're going to do this. Alright. First up, we've got a nice bright red. I guess this would be called swatching, huh? Oop, made another R. Rink. This is a beautiful rink. Blob up these letters a little bit. I was never great at the bubble letters. I feel like I've said that in a video before. Orange. One of my sister's favorite colors, but a little too intense for me most of the time. We've got that tan, as they call it, or dusty tan. Switching up my fonts here. Sorry if that drives you crazy. Got some yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors so far. light for emerald. It's too dark for like a Kermit. Just grass green, I guess. So we're halfway through the first pack. Let's see, come on, paper. This is some big, close to my heart crafting paper. It's got a grid on the other side. Oh, what they call this? Not light blue. Blue Lagoon. The word lagoon always makes me think of Disney's Peter Pan. Every time. Oh, I get all messed up in here. You go in there. And a nice blue. Speaking of which, did my nails blue. Actually, I have it right here because I just did it yesterday. Obsessed with the hollow tacos. This is Royalty Blue. Bonus. Nail polish there. In the summer, I really, really, really like a royal blue nail. I just think it looks fresh and just, I don't know, bold. Next up we have violet. Violet, you're turning violet. Or, if you prefer, purple. Purple. I have a hard time saying that word fast. Purple. Wants to jumble all up. A color that is just everywhere in clothing for fall. If you go to Old Navy or Maurice's, even a little bit at like a Torrid, I've noticed. Brown is just everywhere, which I heard a rumor from my friend that they closed the Torrid, the brick and mortar store in town where I live, which is very much sad face emoji. I mean, I can still order online, but I don't know. I think if you can have a physical store around, it's better. For convenience, I would rather take a return back to the store and just bring the bag that the item came in, quick give it to them. It takes 2 seconds. Going to town, I probably have 2 or 3 other errands I can run. It's not a big deal. The whole wrapping up the bag it came in, and hopefully I didn't tear it too far down, and how do they want it labeled, and do I have to print something, and then I have to drive anyway, right? I have to go find like a UPS store or a FedEx store to drop it off at. So I've been very spoiled by growing up with a lot of stores nearby, so I get grumpy when they go away. We've got gray. To spell yours the British way with the E. I always think that looks nice. But here it's more common for the A. And the noir en français. C'est beautiful black. Speaking of clothes, one of my all-time personal favorite clothing colors. You know the what's the word? Like the season analysis, color analysis that people do, where they hold swatches up to your face and you either look really washed out or, kind of like you're going to be seasick or something. Or then, you know, your eyes just light up and you look great. Well, I am just adamant that I am a bright winter, which is one of the most sought after palettes because you get so much black and white in there, which I think is just absolutely the most classic that a look can be. Personally, you also get a really nice, like, kind of tennis ball, yellow kind of, neon yellow almost, which, oh, talk about one of my favorites. Really good. I saw some TikToks recently that I thought were pretty helpful for determining that for yourself, of like examples of colors that you always feel really good in, but also colors that you're always disappointed in. So like, you know, you wouldn't want a winter in a really grayish, dusty blue. It would just make you look kind of drab and ugh. And like soft pinks can be really hard to kind of just wash you out. And I thought that was a great way to approach it. About it really is just as much works for you as what you've noticed doesn't work for you. Alright. Maybe technically these aren't classics because it's not the, what, 8 or 10 pack? I don't know. Usually I don't think you get the tan and the light blue in there. What would you get? 1, 2. Would you get a pink? I don't think you would. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe not a brown. 8, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. And what I used to really like was the, they were called the bolds. They had like a marigold and kind of a magenta, a warmer, more red purple, and a really darker blue. I love that pack. And then, was it the tropical they came out with then, with the peach, light kind of bubblegum, cotton candy pink, a mint. Oh, that was nice. Tell me you're an elder millennial without telling me you're an elder millennial. You remember. You remember the first time mint was an option in a pack of Crayola markers. Who's with me? Yeah. Okay. This big old chunky fella. Look how big this is. I love this. Got some girth to it. This is 24 Colors of the World. It's still washable. I think this is so great. Yay for representation. We have extra light almond, very light golden, very light rose, light golden, very light almond, light medium golden, light rose, light almond. Can you see that? Light medium rose, light medium almond, medium deep rose, and medium almond. And then medium golden, medium deep almond, deep rose, very deep rose, deep almond, medium deep golden, very deep almond, extra deep almond, extra deep rose, extra deep golden, and deepest almond. So beautiful. Alright. Do they open on the side? Is that why there's tape there? I'm so new to nails, I still can't open anything that way. I don't know. I still don't have that part figured out. I'm just going to have to stretch the tape, I think. Alright. Yeah, perfectly smooth. Totally fine. Look at that. Easy, cool. All under control. Oh! Hello. More cardboard. More cardboard. Alright. Let's see. Green, yellow, and purple. Doesn't say what's in each one. I don't think it does. We just have to go in there. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we've got kind of a mix. Of light to medium to dark. Hello, phone. We've got fans, we've got phones, what else? What's stuff going on? We've got cats. Oh, this drives me crazy the way that's organized. And what else? What else? What else? What else? A cascade of beautiful neutrals. Let's pull out some browns. If you've ever read The Year of Miss Agnes by Kirkpatrick Hill, there's a great chapter about when this one-room schoolhouse of students in Alaska in 1948 get this great teacher, and she gets them, a big pack of crayons, and when they open it up, there is a flesh-colored marker. And being that the kids are indigenous, they think it's so interesting that flesh is only considered to be peach. And so they think about that and make fun of it, as they rightfully should, because even Miss Agnes, their teacher, who is white, isn't even, the strange peachy color that they claim she should be. No one is. It's kind of like too orange. Well, there's someone who likes to be orange. I just think it's so cool that you go to draw a picture of yourself. There you are. There are your colors. Your hair, your skin, your fingernail color. They're all the colors of your friends and family. And if I'm speaking out of ignorance, and if this isn't a inclusive enough palette, you know, you let me know. If it's not enough, then by golly, they need to do something about it. But here's hoping that it is. That's one less trouble on the mind of a kiddo. That they can find what they need. Be happy. I hope you can hear the scribbling sounds okay over the fan. I'm supposed to get storms tonight. I lost power yesterday for a few hours. Thankfully the fridge was fine. It's not fun to go to the store and spend money you really can't even budget for as it is, and then lose it to power going out. Oh, come on, you sassy box. Sorry if I just put markers like right up in your face. Didn't mean to do that. Looks like this is what they're calling the rose section of things. I wouldn't say that that's the first word I would think of looking at that color, but I don't know. I was about to say maybe they were trying to avoid simplifying shades down to foods like people do all the time. But then I do believe they went with almond, didn't they? Very light rose. I relate to that. I find myself pretty pale. It's the old Scottish, Irish ancestry there. I know I don't have those in there the right way completely. I was trying to get a variety here. So what have you been up to lately? Have you gotten to do anything fun this summer? Maybe a concert or a little day trip. Do you live somewhere where you can go to the beach or a lake? My good friend loves to spend a day at the lake. I burn so easily, and like sensory-wise, I'm not a huge sand person or like sweaty and sandy person, but sometimes that's how I'll spend a day. Do you ever have to spend the day after you hang out with a friend kind of recovering? Like it was fun, but it was also exhausting. Kind of how I was yesterday. After this, I'm going to make some breakfast. And upload this. And I've got Sleepless in Seattle pulled up to watch. I think I found it for free. What did it say? What's it called? The Roku. Free Roku app. Which might lead into a showing of You've Got Mail afterward, right? Because once you've had one Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks movie, you kind of want the other one. And controversy, I don't partake of the Joe versus the volcano. Not my jam. Not my peanut butter, not my jam. But if you like it, that's great. I hope you get to see something you like. Some really big movies out right now. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou will always be my Odyssey adaptation, personally, but I thought the new one was okay, too. Great cinematography. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Is that one full? I think that, I can't tell. Amazing score and sound. You can always tell when men who can't write for women write for women. Burn. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And I will do my best. Should we end with a little smoothing? Thanks for being here. You mean so much to me, to this community, which is so cool. I think back to when no one knew what ASMR was. And now it comes up on interviews. shows and all sorts of stuff. All the time. I had to explain it to my counselor the other day. She didn't know what it was, though. Just such a cool thing to be a part of.